Hey tiny ant people living in my camera, my name is Mitchell Romney, welcome back to another video. What started as a sick bat in China just having a bad day has turned into what could be one of the worst pandemics in the past 100 years. As I'm recording this, there's an average of like 200,000 to up to 300,000 new cases a day and like 5,000 or 6,000 new deaths a day, and those numbers are only going to go up for the remainder of the year. That said, I'm sure this is just going to blow over, you know, at least that's what the people that we're going to be talking about today seem to think. That is if the coronavirus is even real, right? And not the government conspiracy that we all know that it is. So, do you guys know what's more dangerous than someone just not knowing something? When they think that they do. It seems like the pandemic has really brought out the intellectual worsts of the world who think they've outsmarted humanity by not participating in the same pandemic as the rest of us. Now, I'm not serious enough to do anything besides just make jokes, so let's have a laugh at some dummies. We're gonna cover masks, we're gonna cover dramatic city councils, and we're gonna be covering lockdown protests. So strap yourselves in, it's gonna be a good one. Or it could be a bad one. I could just make a bad video. But if you don't watch all the way through to the end, how are you gonna know to dislike the video? So, really, strap in either way. But if you do like the video and you want to support me in this channel, don't forget to leave a like, because YouTube eats that shit up. So one of the most proven and obvious ways to minimize the risk of spreading the coronavirus is to wear a mask. It's pretty straightforward. But certain people seem to think that the mask does absolutely nothing. Or even worse, they think that the mask restricts your breathing and is like a health hazard. Let's take a look at some people who are at least trying to do the correct thing and wear a mask, but we're doing it so wrong that it kind of completely misses the point. We all know that your mask needs to cover your mouth and your nose for it to work properly. And so any attempts that you make to change the mask so that is not covering your mouth and your nose, even for brief periods of time, dramatically increases the chances that you're going to be giving an early farewell to your grandma. Unfortunately, these inventors obviously weren't thinking about their little old grannies when they invented a mask that opens up, allowing you to eat. Not only is the mask horrifying, but as we established, it's also completely useless. You would almost immediately spread the virus as your mouth opens to chomp down on some flaming hot Cheetos. Although obviously stupid, the mask was at least built with the intention of making wearing masks more like attractive and more accessible to people. So it can obviously get a whole lot worse than that. Like the people out there who are making fake mask exemption cards to try and get away with not wearing a mask when out in public or entering establishments that require masks to be worn at all times. They didn't even do a good job of being shitty people either. The card is riddled with spelling mistakes and errors. But for those of you out there who are attempting to wear the masks properly, thank you for being a decent person. I say attempting because some people are still kind of missing the mark a little bit, but not this person at all. They're taking the mask super seriously and even taking it an extra step further to make sure that their mask has antivirus capabilities, killing any coronavirus nearby and sometimes completely curing people in the vicinity. Now, these are the sort of people that we need in our society, the people who are going above and beyond to keep everyone safe. These are the real heroes of coronavirus. And speaking of the heroes of the coronavirus, let's end our mask journey with our favorite web slinger. This man has developed the best looking mask I've ever seen. And I'm sure he's already started an online Spider-Man mask store that has sold out with 1 million shipments worldwide. Saving the world from coronavirus one Spider-Man action figure at a time. Now, while we're talking about masks, a vote was unanimously passed in a Florida county to make masks mandatory, and the people were just ecstatic about it. They were so overjoyed.
My name is Butch, and I'm an American patriot. See that flag? I would die for that flag. The Constitution that you are supposed to uphold, I would die for that.
And you may very well die for not wearing a mask, and also pass it to your whole family where they might die as well. So
it is appalling that each and every one of you sitting up there as human beings, part of the human race, the only race that we have, would suggest to muffle people, to put masks on our face, to keep us from breathing oxygen, to get us to become sickly.
What are you talking about? Stop you from breathing oxygen? What? A lot of people during all of this mask nonsense have been complaining that the masks are stopping them from breathing correctly. Doctors have been wearing these masks forever and can do million-hour surgeries without any respiratory issues at all. Although, you know what, now that I think about it, you know what will stop you from breathing oxygen? Catching the coronavirus and having it shut your lungs down. So yeah, that's something to keep in mind, I guess.
They want to throw God's wonderful breathing system out the door. You're all turning your backs on it. Can you prove that it's good for people to breathe carbon dioxide over and over and over again?
Ah, yes. God's breathing system. The intricate system providing our body with oxygen that can't stand, obviously, to wear a mask. but has no problem really with a virus getting inside of its breathing system with the sole purpose of trying to shut the entire thing down. Yeah, no, the logic checks out here, folks. There's nothing to see.
What about PTSD from child abuse situations? I was left in a hot car. You want to cover my face? I'm going to hyperventilate. Because I remember being stuck in that hot car. What about people like me? We don't matter because of the greater good, right?
Yeah, I feel like people aren't comprehending the seriousness of the virus and how fast it's spreading throughout the world, especially in the US. So if you don't want to feel trapped, like this person says, then maybe you should be doing everything you can to stop yourself from getting the virus. And then ending up in hospital with a tube down your throat. Because to me, that feels pretty trapped in that scenario. Now, this woman is my favorite of the bunch. You may have noticed, if you saw my previous video, where I included this clip as like the epitome of stupid.
We will get together and do a citizen's arrest on every single human being that goes against the freedom of choice, okay? You literally cannot mandate somebody to wear a mask.
Yes, they can. It's the same reason why you pay your taxes and you get in trouble if you murder someone, or you get saved if your house is on fire, and you have running water and electricity infrastructure. You live in a society that provides you with your entire life, and to continue living in that society, you agree to just live by some rules that may be added to when new things come up, like a global pandemic that is killing hundreds of thousands of people.
Somebody to wear a mask knowing that that mask is killing people.
No one is dying from wearing a mask. You know what people are dying from? Again, the virus that is spreading around the world rapidly, that masks will actually slow down the progress of and protect people from. That's how you're gonna stop people from dying, is wearing the mask. This meeting wasn't just completely horrible though. So to fill a little bit of hope back into your lives, here are a couple of people who are speaking way more common sense. If you're someone who legitimately has doubts about mandatory mask wearing, then please just listen closely to what these women are saying.
We know that mandatory masking works. We've seen it work in other communities. We know that it stops the spread of COVID. We are at a crisis point.
Nobody's mentioned death. I've lost a son to this disease. I lost a grandmother and a grandfather to this disease. And I have 3 people on respirators right now. It's real.
Next up on our journey of horrors, we have people protesting their country's lockdowns, either based on complete misinformation or a complete lack of brain cells. While there have been these sort of stupid people worldwide, it's at its most large and extreme in the country that is currently suffering the worst from the coronavirus, the USA. The amazing folks over at All Gas No Breaks went to one of these protests a little while ago and interviewed a bunch of people. If you guys don't know who All Gas No Breaks are, hopefully you do, because they're fucking massive and they're amazing and very funny. Go check them out. There's a link in the description below. But yeah, they went and interviewed a bunch of people at one of the protests, and we're going to be taking a look at what these people had to say.
I got every problem with the government saying we can't go out. That's a prohibition, and it's illegal. It's against the Constitution.
No, it's not, you buffoon.
I'm immune compromised. I put that at risk today. Freedom! 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 Freedom!
Yes! Freedom! Yes! It is my American right to kill myself and anyone else that I want. That's in the Constitution!
I want you to understand, this is China's wet dream to hurt our nation. It's their wet dream.
Immunocompromised guy returns! Also, I love that wording. That people in China are dreaming of coronavirus and waking up with a little bit of a wet patch. What? Not again.
Who do you think's agenda this is?
Oh no.
Lockdown, basically is slavery.
Do you feel enslaved?
I do. I'm a type A lawyer, and I'm bouncing off the walls of my living room because I can't go out. California, not communism.
Look, I'm no historian, but I don't think that slavery was staying indoors and playing Animal Crossing for 14 hours a day. I could be wrong though. Historians, feel free to fact check me on that one. Also, I kind of feel bad for her daughter, I think. She seems like she could have just been brainwashed by an over-dominating mother, or she's there as a meme. I can't tell, because the entire time she's smirking as she's talking. so I can't tell.
Everybody cough in my face. Do it. Somebody come cough in my face. Yes, cough directly in my face. Well, wait. No, wait.
I think this guy is dead now.
Go out and have sex and don't worry about touching anything. Fucking touch anything and everything. It makes your immune system stronger. I used to be afraid of raw eggs and raw meat, and now I drink raw eggs and I eat raw meat, and I have been for years.
Yeah, no, yeah, this guy's definitely dead now.
Can you cough in my face? See, people are too scared to even cough when you ask them to.
Oh, God. That's so awkward. Cough on me! Cough on me!
Who is the poo?
The what?
The WHO, World Health Organization, is the poo.
Oh my God. Okay. Yeah, she's done it. Finally, someone with a real brain enters the scene and provides a scientific and well-researched opinion. The WHO is the poo. I mean, it rhymes, so it has to be true. Bars. And look, I don't know about you guys, but I don't want a piece of feces running my society. So she's won the argument for me. Anyway, this video was back in April, and since then, it's gotten way worse. Please, guys, wear your masks, stay indoors, and take the pandemic fucking seriously. It's on its way to 1 million deaths with, like, no signs of slowing down. Don't be the sort of person who doesn't take it seriously until it's too late and kills someone that you know. Stay indoors, play The Last of Us 2, and spend your weeks ranting online about how much you disliked the story decisions in that game. For the record, I loved The Last of Us 2 and I've already platinumed the game. So if you didn't like the story in Last of Us 2, suck my dick. Okay, well, thank you little tiny ant people living in my camera for coming to my coronavirus TED Talk. If you liked, like. If you more, subscribe. If you cool, share. And if you social media. This video is done. As always, waste the rest of your day by watching my other videos. Thanks. See ya. Leave!